When this free banner first dropped, I did not think I would be here making a video on who to pick from the free picks here. If you don't know, you get 14, probably 15 if they mess it up again, free multis on this banner. Every day you log in, you get one free multi. This is for everyone in the game, regardless of when they start playing. And this is essentially a replacement for last year's banner. And I thought this was an actual downgrade, because they replaced Goddess Liz with Skinny King, they replaced Green Zeldris with Bon, and Assault Melee with Margaret. Now Margaret is actually an upgrade, but the thing is, the last pick is paid. You only get 15 free multis, or 14 if they don't mess it up. So it's up to here. This is 5 multis that you're gonna have to actually pay for with gems, right? And then you actually get to pick Margaret or Lolly Merlin. I'll talk about if I recommend actually doing that. But you know why it's actually relevant to know who to pick here? Because LRs exist now. If this was like 3 days ago, I'd be like, who gives a shit? Both King and Escanor are ass, and they're never gonna be good again because they already got relics. Never mind. LRs exist now. Now, will there be LR Blue the One anytime soon? Probably not. But Lost Vein Meliodas got his LR, and my guess, we don't know, but my guess is that they're gonna go through the brain freeze there. Festival units. They're gonna be going through the festival units one by one. They started with the first festival unit. Don't see why the second LR can't be Goddess Liz, as terrible as that sounds like. Now, they could just be branching off to other things. That's totally reasonable, but the only frame of reference we have for LRs is that a festival is an LR. And a festival that is incredibly outdated. So I wouldn't be surprised if they go like, okay, Lost Vein is outdated, let's give them an LR. Goddess Liz, not that outdated, you know? So let's skip her. Let's give King an LR next. I wouldn't be surprised, because when it came to Holy Relics, it was so random who got Holy Relics, right? It was incredibly random. A new character, brand new character, like Purgatory Bond got a Holy Relic that made him stupid for a long time, and he wasn't even outdated. Like, he was still good. So who knows, right? Who knows how they're gonna decide how LRs are gonna be in the future. But it is definitely something to keep in mind. And in my opinion, I don't think an LR Festival King will be good. It could be good, sure. But you gotta keep in mind how they upgraded Lost Vein. So the upgrades for Lost Vein were they changed both cards, as in they gave an extra effect to both of the cards. They didn't completely rework the cards. They instead just gave it an extra effect. So that's how I'm going to base how I assume future LRs are going to be. Again, because that is my only frame of reference, that does not mean it's the rule forever, right? There could be in the future LRs that completely rework the character, but we don't know. That is a frame of reference that we have. The AoE for Lost Vein still charges, this still has a charge effect, but now it also has Infact. The single target still has the fill effect right here, but it got an increased multiplier, and it has Sever, so it has triple crit chance. It's just an added thing to the card. His passive got like actually a ton of stuff. It still has the same thing where he ranks up when he gets crit, but on top of that, he also gets crit defense and attack related stats. So when he gets crit, right? And he builds up. So it's like the passive is still technically the same, where he still needs to be crit for things to happen, but it's grander. The things that happen when he gets crit are just better. He also got a Holy Relic, but that's irrelevant because the other two characters in the mission already have relics. And again, the ultimate also got changed. It is a little bit better. He gets 20% all stats upon ulting. So that is the frame of reference I have for future LRs. And when you look at characters like King and Escanor, to be honest, again, both of them could be getting upgrades that are crazy enough that they could become OP. I think Lost Vein was garbage beyond belief, and probably worse than both King and Escanor. Like, I don't know, Escanor is really bad. Escanor is really bad because he's really outdated. Like, his damage is really outdated. And King's horrible. But I mean, Lost Vein is probably worse. I don't know. They're all bad, you know? But LR Lost Vein is really good. Like, the stats increase as well. The stats are also a big deal. So, when you look at Escanor and King, and you compare the two of them, I think, based on what we know, there is an argument for Ascanor to be more easily meta in the future than King based on things that we use right now. It's hard to tell because festivals in the future could do different things. It's just a character like King is very debuff based. So his whole thing with the poison and stuff, I can see his debuff card getting another, like his debuff card is poison, right? I can see his debuff card doing all three. Like as the LR effect, sure. With how much better Lost Vein is, I can see his debuff card applying all three of the debuffs from his passive. The Shock, Poison, and Bleed. For sure. But it's still like a debuff-based character. It's hard to tell what the meta will be in the future. And to be honest, I'm talking like 2, 3, potentially 4 or 5 months in the future. Like I'm talking, right? When these characters are getting LRs. But it's still something to keep in mind if you don't have them 6/6, which a lot of you I know don't. Like people are saying that they never pulled Lost Vein because they started playing like after Lost Vein came out, and they've never managed to pull him in any banner he's ever been on because it's random, right? So a lot of people are like, man, I can't make LR Lost Vein, not because of the time gating, I just don't have him. Like I've never pulled him. I might have to buy him from the coin shop. And if you don't have 6/6 King, and you don't have 6/6 Escanor, you're gonna have to make a decision on that. In terms of ultimate, like for dupes, King's ultimate is already pretty strong. Like it is stronger than Escanor's ultimate. And if they buff it even more, it will be a more relevant ultimate. So there's that. The decision will be who you value more, the debuffer or the DPS. Again, I just think Escanor is more value. If you're thinking about, again, the way they buff Lost Vein, I think that the way they could buff Escanor is easier to see him be better than King. Especially because he is a character that will actually be usable in PvE other than like the Envo stage for farming with the King ultimate, like stuff like that. Because he is actually a character that doesn't rely on debuffs, and like difficult activities like Demonic Beast cannot be debuffed. So personally, I would recommend if you don't have either of these 6/6, I would pick Escanor for the future, right? But if you have like one 6/6 and the other, obviously pick the one that you don't have. So Bond and Galfer, I can't even conceive when Bond is gonna get an LR. So I don't even like, I wouldn't even consider Bond. I'll just pick Galfer if you don't have him 6/6. If you have Galfer 6/6, then pick Bond. But either way, yeah. And if you have both 6/6, pick Bond because it's a festival coin. So that's the simple answer. Could they ever make LR like Halloween Galfer? Maybe, but I wouldn't be shocked if they don't make non-festivals LR, because the way they are distributing the coins to allow us to make LRs. So, for example, right? The way they are distributing the materials for LR right now, it might be different in the future, but you can only get 100 coins every 5 weeks. 5 weeks! Bro, that's a long time. 5 weeks? And I'm talking 5 weeks if you're a top whale. It's like 8 to 10 weeks if you're an average player to get 100 coins. So you're saying like every LR is going to need 100 coins? The average player is not going to be able to keep up with awakening the characters at all, which probably is what they want, but like if they start popping LRs, it's going to be insane. The fastest I can see them popping LRs is like 1 every month and a half or 2 months. So I think making non-festivals like off the bat would be pretty insane to think about. So I think festivals would be their first choice. And if you don't have Margaret, honestly, I would do 5 multis and pick Margaret. But only if you don't have her at all. Like, if you already have her, but you want dupes, I would just... If you have a 5/6, I would do it. Because this going from like 3/6 to 4/6 is irrelevant. Going from 5/6 to 6/6, you get the disable on all enemies, so it is relevant. But if you have a 1/6, I wouldn't do it, personally. Merlin, same thing. Like, if you don't have Merlin, sure, because Merlin is a decent character. No, actually, no. Merlin is only a decent character if you really want to, like, if you really want to use her. Like, No one's using her except weirdos. So, like, to be honest. So, I would skip on doing the 5 extra multis and getting these characters, personally. So, yeah. Again, to recap, I would pick Escanor because, in my opinion, I can see him being a better LR than King. King will get the LR first, probably. Who knows? But in order of release, King came first. So who knows, but probably will be first. So keep that in mind. Still think Escanor is going to be the better character, but if you have Escanor 6-6, then pick King. If you have King 6-6, pick Escanor. If you don't have either, Gaffer. If you already have one 6-6, pick the other. If you have both 6-6, pick Bond. Free festival coin cannot go wrong. That's about it.